our identity has shifted. If you find yourself in identity crisis, or maybe you feel like that you don't know who you are anymore, or you realize that you outgrown your audience and your offer simply either does not convert the same way anymore, and you need to actually do something because you're losing money right here, right now, or you're making money, but you're not making good money. You're not alone, because I invite you to think and reflect on the fact that your customers are going through the same thing. Your audience is also going through this identity shift. You build a beautiful business. You spoke on stages. You sold your offers multiple times and deliver amazing results. And people are happy with the results. You have the receipts. But in this season, it feels like you are outgrown your audience and your offer, and you see the vision for your business that is different from where you started or where you used to be. And it's scary because it is a change on your identity level. And also, as a business owner, you realize that you question your decisions. Maybe, like, is it the time for me to introduce something new? Is it the time for me to pivot? Is it the time for me to change anything in my business? And there's a lot on the line, especially when your business is your main source of income. That's scary. So, today I would like to talk about the time in your business, the season of your business when you realize that you have changed and you are evolved, and you have to make executive decision in your business whether or not you do a rebrand, you tweak your messaging, you revisit your market fit, who you're working with, or you need to do, like, maybe you need to just do slight shifts in your messaging. One thing is important to understand, that people run businesses, humans run businesses, and our identities, our vessels, right? Our nervous system, our neuroplasticity is changing and is evolving. And the offer that you sold maybe like 5 years ago may not be the same offer that you are willing to sell right now, or more importantly, that will sell right now. Because here's one thing to understand, and I think it's important for us to really keep ourselves grounded. And I invite you to reflect with me. 5 years ago, for the last 5 years, we went through severe ups and downs. For the last 5 years, we've been living in unprecedented times, and that affected our identity on a deep level. For me personally, before the pandemic, we had one precision, one view of the world, right? And maybe a lot of us had 9 to 5. During the pandemic, when we went working remotely, we realized that reality can be different for us. Life first business, life first career, it is possible for us, especially when a lot of companies promote remote work, promote life first, self care first lifestyle. A lot of people started their businesses, and then we had economic shifts. We had going back to normal shift in corporate world. And the truth that matters, after going through very significant life changes, as a person, as a human, as an entrepreneur, our identity has shifted. And if you find yourself in identity crisis, or maybe you feel like that you don't know who you are anymore, or you realize that you outgrown your audience and your offer simply either does not convert the same way anymore, and you need to actually do something because you're losing money right here, right now, or you're making money, but you're not making good money. That the offer that you're selling doesn't feel in alignment with you anymore, doesn't feel good anymore, doesn't feel like you anymore. You're not alone, because I invite you to think and reflect on the fact that your customers are going through the same thing. Your audience is also going through this identity shift. New dreams, new desires, new goals, new perspectives, they are evolving as we are evolving, especially now when we are living in a time of crisis, in a difficult political climate, in a space where diversity and inclusion initiatives were celebrated in the past, but right now they're being stripped down. And yet again, you're questioning yourself, where is your place as an entrepreneur, especially as a calling driven entrepreneur? So, my invitation for you today is simply allow the space for yourself to really deeply think about who you are and understand that growth and shifts in your business are perfectly normal. Think about YouTube. Think about YouTube. YouTube essentially was a dating app. And later on, YouTube has evolved into this massive video platform. Not every business that we know started with a founder, with a visionary. So protect your vision, but also don't be reactive in your vision. I went through the same experience as well. So when I started my business, I went through several stages of identity crisis myself. The first identity shift for me was when I got my divorce. I realized that my role in the society, in this world, is not necessarily just a breadwinner. I don't have to be a breadwinner anymore. And I started questioning who I am, what I really wanted to do. And this is the time when I realized that for many years, I've been teaching, I've been coaching, I've been building people up. I was a human architect and I helped other people grow through my private practice as a clinical psychologist, through my mentorship in tech, practically had a mentor title in tech as a senior software engineer. I was always mentoring people. And it was kind of coming back home, coming back to my initial identity. Because, like, let me tell you something. When I was in college, right before I graduated, I made a pledge to myself that I will do my craft until I can't anymore. Until I physically in the streets, I can't earn any money with it anymore. And I really have to do something. It's the only change I allow myself to go through. At some point, my identity shifted from, well, I don't want to struggle financially anymore because I was working in social services, because I was working in behavioral health services. And if you know this industry, it is severely underpaid. So I did not see myself making enough money to be resourceful in this field. So I switched to tech because it was like my goal at the time was just making a lot of money and live good and be happy and be the breadwinner for my family. And when that factor was not there anymore, I really had to think about what is next for me. That was coaching. In my business, I started working as a tech mentor. I quickly realized that I want to do something more than just helping people find jobs in tech. The tech is changing and the whole economy is evolving. And I really had passion to work with entrepreneurs, kind of people who are similar to me, who are purpose driven, who are mission driven, and want to do more. And more importantly, this is the feedback that I was getting from my clients as well. A lot of my clients wanted to be also mentors in tech or consultants. And this is how I started doing my pivot. The only thing that I wish I would have done differently in that pivotal moment, pun is intended slightly, I wish I would not be reactive, because you might realize internally the higher power, God, the Holy Spirit, calls you to the next level. You are expanding your vessel. And this is important to realize, that you need to pause and not be reactive and reconnect with the Creator and reconnect with yourself and understand, like, okay, yes, and yes, I outgrown, and what is next for me. The next thing, and this is something that I'm going to talk about in the next episode, we're going to talk about whether you need to tweak your messaging or maybe visit your market fit, how you show up, how you speak to your audience. Because listen, if you changed, if your identity has shifted, chances your audience's identity also shifted a lot. And that's okay. That's just the business. It is the change. So it is important to pause and not be reactive and really come out with a game plan. First of all, diagnose your problem. What is the problem? Problem is like strictly internal, that I'm not aligned with my offer anymore and I need to do something different. And that might be the signal for you to either rebrand or pivot or shift your messaging. And another thing is understand is like what is next for me, and more importantly, to plan and craft those steps really, really accurately. Because one thing I wish I would have done differently, I'm a very fast acting person. And in a way, I often do reactive things. I jump to the next thing. And from my conversations, one of my clients, we had a conversation recently. My client is kind of in a similar season. He said that, well, it is the time for me to like rebrand to provide more AI services. And this is something that we were talking about for a while because, like, here's the thing, your next big shift and doesn't go away. This is why it is important not to be reactive when you have a download like, oh, I need to shift. I need to do something differently. There's a new offer. There's a new message. There's a new pivot. This is why it is important to pause and pull back, because if you really grow, that doesn't go away. For me, like that calling to serve entrepreneurs, to serve leaders, to serve CEOs, to serve people who would like to grow, and then it still didn't go away. Even after like really financial hardships, when I did my pivot incorrectly because it was very reactive, it was not well planned, it was not well orchestrated, I'm still here. I like, you know what? I don't want to switch back and forth because I know this is the pivot. This is the message. I will continue grind and continue building on my purpose because there's something there. And I eventually, you will find that what is behind that. So take a pause and like really ask yourself, like, is it the messaging shift or is it rebranding? In the next episode, we're going to talk about 4 essential questions that you should ask yourself before you rebrand. But it is in the next episode because you don't always have to rebrand, rebuild, or burn everything down. Sometimes when you have that knowledge, when you have that pull, so my invitation for you is to pause, sit with that. Don't be reactive. And if you need a sounding board or talk about your changes that you're going in your business right now, send me a DM on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram as well. I'm here on YouTube. I would like to hear from you. And if you are in the season when you realize, hey, I would like to have more personalized mentorship, more personalized coaching. I've been in a group coaching or I'm in a group coaching, but I would like to have personal one-on-one attention for my business to actually process and identify what strategies are working for me, what are my strengths, what are my true unique abilities that I can utilize right now without changing too much strategies, or identify if the strategies that you're using right now are aligned with your nervous system, aligned with your natural abilities. So I invite you to fill out the application for my private mentorship program, Sell the Way You Love, because it is about building business that is in congruence with you, with your nervous system, with your unique abilities. And it is possible to build a business by design. by your design, by your definition of success and not someone else's. So I would like to continue this conversation. And by the way, when you send me a DM, if you need a mentor, like you feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy and I'm more than open to talk about that. So please send me a DM, connect with me everywhere I'm at, like on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and let's continue this conversation and stick around for part two, where we're gonna talk about the 4 essential questions that you should ask yourself before a rebrand or before the pivot. Trust me, it's the episode that your nervous system needs, that you need. So stay tuned. It's going to be next week. Bye, y'all.